Okay, hey, welcome back everybody. This is Fake Nerds. We haven't done it in a long time. I hope I still have my fastball. Speaking of, it's about that time of year again. The weather's warming up. You're having a tough time recognizing if you're feeling seasonal allergies or COVID finally got you. And baseball is back. That's right, the sport that was once America's pastime and is now your father's go-to thing to have on in the background while he falls asleep on the recliner has returned, as has Sony's yearly exclusive MLB The Show 21. Except it's not a Sony exclusive anymore. It's on Xbox. And also you can get it on Xbox Game Pass. So a game from San Diego studio, a first-party studio funded by Sony, developed a game that you can get for basically free on their biggest rival's console on day one. How did this happen? First, let's understand why this is a big deal. While sports games may not be the first thing that comes to mind for more hardcore gamers, franchises like Madden Football and NBA 2K often top the charts when they're released. Both games also employ the use of microtransactions, which, according to SensorTower.com, led to Madden itself grossing $490 million in 2019, and EA Sports titles, including FIFA as a whole, grossing over $1 billion. Well, Take-Two Interactive announced that NBA 2K has made more than $1 billion itself. So sports games are a huge business, and until this year, Sony had the only real baseball game in town. In fact, while baseball was shut down last year due to COVID, fans looked toward the show to get their peanuts and Cracker Jacks fix. Digitally, of course, which made it the fastest selling version of the game to date. And while we don't have hard numbers to report, MLB The Show 18 sold 1.06 million copies. So you can take that $60 starting price, add in some microtransactions, and you get a nice profit for Sony. And a reason for people to stay with the PS4 or get a PS5 if they can find one. However, limiting the game to one system is bad for the MLB, who publishes the game. So in February, it was reported that the game was coming to Xbox when this year's version was released. This in and of itself was a huge moment for fans of baseball on Xbox, who'd been stuck trying to make do with the RBI baseball franchise, a more arcade-like game lacking the depth in the more simulation focus of the show. When I first heard the announcement, I was surprised, but ultimately thought it was a good thing for both companies. Yes, Sony lost an exclusive, but they should be able to make up more money on sales. But with the announcement of the game being practically given away on their competitor's console, I realized I drastically underestimated the cutthroat nature of Microsoft. Now, a baseball fan can pick whichever console they want to play the show on, but what was once a reason to buy a PlayStation and to get access to this game has now become a selling point for their competition. The Series X and PS5 are fairly commensurate in price, and now you can get the show for the price of Game Pass, which is $1 to start and $15 a month after that. And not to mention, once they're in the ecosystem and signed up to Game Pass, players will have access to a bunch of great games for no extra cost. This is truly one of the coldest moves I've ever seen a company pull. Making your chief competition's exclusive a selling point for your console? God damn it, Bill Gates. So credit to Microsoft for pulling this off. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. Were you surprised that Microsoft was able to pull this off at all? Would you consider buying a Series X just for the show? Does Game Pass itself interest you enough to perhaps switch if you were a PS4 person last generation? There's just so many interesting moves that Microsoft has been pulling off. And I'm intrigued to hear what the general population thinks. I mean, Sony had a huge lead last generation, but is it going to hold? Can Microsoft, the behemoth of the company that they are, just kind of muscle their way in by buying studios like Bethesda, by pulling off this move with the show, and get gamers back onto their platform? This generation is going to be a very interesting one, so why don't you stick around here, Wicked Good Everything, we're going to talk about it. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. If you liked it, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Check out our other videos. We have more comedic-based rant videos, as well as sketches, and then of course, video game talk. We cover a lot of shows on our Better Radio channel, which is primarily podcasts. And yeah, you can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and on TikTok, search WickedGoodEverything. So until the next time, I'm Brian. I'm a fake nerd, but this has been some real news.